Hey, Tim.
Hey, Greg.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
I am excited for today's show.
Yeah?
Yeah. Merrill Reese is coming back on.
What?
Yeah. I mean, after
gosh.
he was here last Thanksgiving, we kind of struck up a friendship with him. We're emailing and texting, and I thought I'd ask him to see if he'd come back one more time, and he said yes.
That's fantastic.
Really excited.
I can't believe he's back.
I got some better questions. I was a little thrown off last time. It's a surprise and everything. So
Yeah. Well, I know I was in shock last time, and I didn't say a whole lot because I just was enamored just hearing his voice.
It was crazy.
Hopefully, I won't have that starstruck sort of quality this year. I'll be able to be a little more
Jump in.
active. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk to him for a little bit,
Okay.
and then we had talked about having a little bit of a different type of game to play with Mr. Reese.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun to kind of do something similar to what we did last time with a sort of draft football inspired game. Do you want to jump in with the details of that?
So last year we did a Thanksgiving feast draft, and we
Right.
had all the different items, a dessert, a main course, sides, and drinks. And this year we thought we would do a holiday fun draft, a little more Christmas themed with the upcoming holidays, where we're going to go through and we are going to pick 2 family members we want at our holiday. We're going to pick 3 food items, but these are snacks.
Okay.
Right? They're not like main. 2 gifts we'd want to get. We're going to have a theme, 2 activities, and 2 traditions that we're going to have to draft and see who comes up with the best holiday party.
Yeah,
Really.
I think that sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. I think Merrill probably will enjoy it too. He seems very into the holidays.
He
so,
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Should we invite him in?
Yeah,
I don't want to leave him outside.
Yeah, we want to get him in. I did explain this game to him before, so
Okay.
he knows what to expect.
Awesome.
I can't believe it. Here he is back again. Friend of the podcast, Navy veteran, voice of the Eagles since 1977, making him the longest play-by-play NFL announcer and 2024 recipient of the Pete Rozelle Radio Television Award, Mr. Merrill Reese.
Greg, Tim, I'm so excited to be back with you to celebrate the holidays. That was a wonderful introduction. I've been blessed with an amazing career, doing amazing things with amazing people. And what would be better than to celebrate with these 2 amazing folks, Greg and Tim? I'm so happy to be back. Thanks for inviting me.
And we are so happy to have you, Tim.
I know. I'm just, again, I'm so shocked that you want to join us, and it's going to be fun to have you here on Latch-Key Dads again with us. So, Merrill, thanks so much. You're quite welcome, Tim. Quite welcome, Greg. I'm excited to get into this, but before, I'd just like to chat with you a bit, and
If you don't mind.
yeah, that would be fantastic.
Excellent. So I noticed now I'm a Temple University graduate, and so are you. Go Owls.
Yes, it's been a bit rough on the football field for the Temple Owls, but still got to root for the alma mater, root for the home team. Yeah, but it's been a little rough out there.
It's been a little tough, and our basketball team needs to step it up a little bit lately too.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes they just fall in line with the pro team. Sixers are a bit of a disarray, you might say, this year. Hoping they can pull it together before the playoffs. But oof, that's a tough record they're out there with right now.
Long season. We're just in the beginning with the Sixers. They got time to pull it up.
Very true. Very true. They play a little more than 17 games, so I think they have some time.
So the Eagles had a commanding win over the Commanders last week. See what I did there?
Quite good, Greg. Quite good.
It is a dad theme show. So. And that followed a beatdown of the Cowboys the week before. What are your thoughts on the Birds?
Every year I come in as an eternal optimist, believing in the team, believing in the players, the coaches. Nick Sirianni is quite an interesting fellow. Lots of passion. Sometimes that spills over into activities that maybe aren't the most popular among the fans, but
True.
Nonetheless, he's a leader of men. He gets the team rallied and ready to play, and even when they're having a slow start like they've had the last few weeks, miraculously at halftime, I don't know what he's saying to the guys, but they come out strong, and if no one else, Saquon Barkley seems to hear the call to action. And by golly, he gets out there and gets it done. He is a phenomenal player, fun to watch. I'm so excited to see where this team can go.
And he can hurdle enemy defensive backs backwards. So that was just one of the most amazing plays I've ever seen.
I know, Merrill, did you see that when he jumped backwards? I mean, I know your call was amazing, but did you see that ever coming, that he could just like out of nowhere jump backwards, hurdling someone, and then take a heck of a hit when he landed on the ground? He is a tough guy. You know, Tim, I just have to say it's unbelievable, the athleticism that Saquon can exhibit on the field. It's unbelievable. I'm just in awe sometimes, and I know I have to keep talking as a radio announcer, but I was almost lost for words seeing Saquon do that amazing, tremendous athletic play in the game.
It really is. It's fantastic. And I know we got to get to our party draft here. One last question. Super Bowl predictions. Go.
Well, Greg, you're putting me on the spot. I love my Eagles, and all I'll say is I may have booked a room in New Orleans for some friends and family to come down and join me, because I'm predicting Super Bowl glory for our Philadelphia Eagles this year.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, so do I, Merrill. I'm super stoked about the way the team is playing this year. They're just so fun. It sometimes you look at certain parts of the team, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, are they going to lose this game? Are they falling asleep because they start slow? But wow, they're having a heck of a season this year. Their record's really amazing, and to get that win against the Commanders really made a big difference in the season. So I'm excited. Yeah. Me too, Tim. And it's just it's going to be exciting to see how they come down the line as the weather gets a little more crisp and cold. Although it's been very mild this year, and I'm not complaining. It's given me an opportunity to get out there and hit the driving range and keep my golf game on point as we get into the colder months.
Right before we start the game, I wanted to let you know, it's a fun stat. Since 1996, Taylor Swift has more Super Bowl appearances than the Cowboys.
That's quite good, Greg.
Not bad, right?
I'm a statistician at heart as well, and I love to hear interesting stats. That one is quite good when you're considering what the Cowboys have done, or should I say not done, over the last nearly 30 years since their last appearance in the Super Bowl.
Excellent. All right, so now we're ready for the party. Tim?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Right.
I'm looking at all these options that we have to assemble our holiday themed party. I'm hoping to do a little better than last year's. I had a few sort of out of pocket decisions in the draft last year, so we'll see where I can land this year.
Yeah. So of course our guest goes first. Now there's lots of different categories here. Merrill, you got family members, food, gifts, theme, activities, and tradition. First overall pick is arguably the most important one.
Well, I'm looking at a lot of options here. I feel like I'm at a diner with a very large menu. Sometimes I feel like the diner offers too many choices. I'm feeling a bit of that right now, but I think what I'm going to do is look at the selections that have less options to choose from, which puts me in the category of theme.
Okay.
I enjoy being around Christmas in every room. So I am going to choose the every room Christmas.
Very nice. So that means you want decorations in every room, the bathroom, the basement, the bedrooms. You want it all over the place.
The more, the merrier, both with friends and family, as well as the decorations.
All right.
I do like the idea of a Christmas-themed bathroom. I have not done that before, and I think I might encourage my wife and I to do that this year. Little Christmas tree by the commode.
By the way, tell Cynthia we said hi.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was quite excited to hear that I was returning to Latch-Key Dads again this year. Excellent. And yes, I will pass along your holiday well wishes.
Excellent. All right. So I guess I'll go second. And these are a lot of fun things happening here, things that just make Christmas party a Christmas party. And it's really hard to kind of narrow down what you're going to do. I think that if I'm going to go with something, now we kind of didn't preface this, but this is sort of like what you want as a kid party, right?
Right. Yeah.
So as a kid, what made Christmas party a party was probably my parents reading Night Before Christmas before going to bed. So I'm going to go with the tradition, and it's reading the Night Before Christmas.
That's a good one. I like that. I think for myself, I always enjoyed baking as a kid. That was always like one of the most fun for me.
Sure.
And so I think that it's a bit of a tradition, but also just the finality of that tradition is the eating of the cookies. So making Christmas cookies for me is definitely
I was hoping it was going to come back, and you stole the Xmas cookies. Well done. You get a back-to-back picks there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to jump to theme because I feel like that's one that could really hurt me in the end if I don't choose that while I have the opportunity. So I'm going to jump in and take the second option off the board with the traditional white Christmas as my theme for the holiday party.
You're going classy.
Yeah.
So that puts me back on the clock. And, looking at these things, it's not Thanksgiving unless, it's not holiday party unless you have the right mix of family members. And, looking at this list, there's a lot of scary options on this list. So I'm going to bring my cool college cousin to hang out with me on Christmas because I don't want to hang with the aunts. I don't want to hang out with the uncles. I want somebody cool that we can go do stuff. So I'm picking the cool college cousin.
Nice. Greg, that's a fun choice. As a young man, I remember having some very fun family, including some exciting cousins I would only see periodically throughout the year. That's a good choice. As for myself, I believe I'm back.
You are back on the clock.
All right,
Mr. Reese.
All right. Wonderful. I enjoy some eggnog,
Okay.
but that may not be the choice for me. I'm looking through this list, and I'm going to go with a traditional peppermint candy cane as my choice for a holiday tradition, although not a food per se that I would want to eat a lot of, but I do like having the candy canes around. It really puts me in the spirit of the holiday season.
We do it now. We take the box and we open it up and then we all hang them on the tree. Do you guys do that as well?
We have certain years throughout the many years that we've celebrated the holidays. Some years we would put them on the tree. Other years it was a bit of a holiday-themed mug that we would put a number of them in and have them by the door to encourage our family and friends who would come to visit to leave with a candy cane.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, so just to remind you, you went with the theme of every room, Christmas,
yes,
and candy canes as one of your food items. Well, where are you going next?
I believe I will move on to an activity.
Okay.
Throughout the years, we've always enjoyed, after a big meal and a celebration and opening gifts, we would all sit down and enjoy a holiday film together. I'm going to go with watching a Christmas movie as one of our parts of this themed holiday party.
You're shaping up to have a great party. I want to be invited. That's what I'm saying. All right, so now it's going to be to me, and I think this is more of a newer activity that we've done in my family, and it's just now become entrenched, and that is the white elephant. There's just nothing more fun than specifically buying some crappy gift, wrapping it up, and watching some relative get stuck with it. It's just so much fun. So I'm going to go with the white elephant game as my activity.
That's a good choice. We've done it not every year, but a couple times at holiday parties, and even at work a few years we did a white elephant, and it always just brings the party up. It gets a little more vibrant, a little more crazy,
little energy.
Yeah, it's always a good time. Any that stick out in your mind, things that you've either wrapped up or things that you've gotten?
I crack myself up. Obviously, I do this podcast, but I got this Chuck Norris calendar. And you ever see those Chuck Norris memes? They're just hysterical.
Yeah.
And I gave it to my brother-in-law, and we're just flipping, and the two of us are just laughing our asses off. Just fun. Yeah.
That's great, Greg. I haven't participated too many times in a white elephant, but I've heard some great stories from players and friends that there's been some wild options that people have brought to those parties. It seems like a lot of fun.
It is. You should incorporate it now. Now, Tim, you have Christmas cookies followed by the theme of white Christmas.
All right. So I think I'm going to jump over to the holiday gifts.
Oh.
And again, thinking, as a younger man, holidays,
yeah.
The Lego set for me was a big deal. I have so many Legos from when I was a kid. I still have most of them. I've done it with my kids. I still like to get a Lego as we're sitting here recording. There's a Lego Fender guitar
cool.
that my sister got for me. We got my son got my wife a Lego flower
Bouquet.
Yeah. So yeah, we're big into Legos. So I'm gonna go with the Legos.
They're fun.
Yeah.
And you back-to-back picks?
I haven't hit the tradition. I'm gonna go with the gingerbread house. Again, as a kid, that was a big thing. We would get together. Well, when I was younger, we all lived in the same house, so it's not that we had to get together. But my mom made it a big tradition that we would do these gingerbread houses. We actually, this was my little brush with fame as a little kid. My mom submitted a story to like Good Housekeeping.
Oh yeah.
And there was a photo of me and my brother and my sister. It was before my other sister was born. The three of us around our holiday, gingerbread house.
Yeah.
And a little story about the tradition that my mom had created. It was pretty neat. Yeah.
Do you have a copy of this?
There's definitely a copy around. I know my mom gave me one years ago. It's in a bin somewhere. I probably could. I'd have a better shot of asking my mom to show me, because she probably has one on the shelf that's accessible. So,
I mean, photos for the website.
Yeah. I'll have to try to get a copy of that.
That's pretty epic, dude.
Yeah. Very, very fun story there, Tim. Creating those holiday traditions with your family. So very important, and that seems like a great one. I'll have to look in the archives at my local library, see if I can find an old copy of Good Housekeeping. Oh, that's okay, Merrill. I'm sure my mom has a copy of it. I'll get you a picture of it. You can check it out. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks so much, Tim.
Awesome. All right, so it's coming back around to me. I've invited my cool cousin, playing a game of White Elephant, and my parents are going to read me Night Before Christmas. And now I want a gift. Right? Isn't that what the season's about?
Yeah, definitely.
And what better thing is to get the newest gaming system?
Oh,
I mean,
as a kid,
as a kid, you wake up, you're like, oh, and if hopefully you had the correct connections to actually play it, was a nice thing as well.
Yep.
But yeah, there was nothing better than getting my NES on Christmas morning, or years later the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So yeah, give me that gaming system.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Back to you, Merrill. Now, Merrill, you do have, remind you got candy canes on the side door. You've got every room covered in Christmas stuff, and you are watching a movie.
Okay, let's see. I need to have some people come and visit with us.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these choices. I'm a little perplexed at the options that we have here, but I believe I'm going to skip that category.
No, there's not one there that pops out to mind.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go with the misbehaved nephew. If I was a young man, that means that he was probably about a similar age to me, and we could get into some hijinks together, possibly playing some holiday pranks on his sister or another young lady who was with us. We could get into some hijinks.
Very good. Okay. Yeah. And you get to pick one more now. Are you going to close out that category and pick your second family member, or maybe hop over to something else? You haven't picked a gift yet, and you haven't picked a tradition yet.
Well, I think I'm going to hop over to the gifts. I'm a fan of chocolate. Getting a large chocolate. I don't believe I ever got one of these, but it's you guys have the 3-foot Toblerone, very large chocolate. I did get the smaller Toblerone as a young man. I enjoyed that chocolate, so I'll go with that.
What was that? The gift?
The first gift option there, the Toblerone.
Ah, there you
chocolate.
go. Okay, 3-foot Toblerone. It's Swiss.
Yes, it is.
All right. That puts me back up on the clock. I don't have any food yet. And I'm not, as a little kid, I'm not excited about any of this food. I think I'm just going to skip it altogether. And I think I'll rock over to, this is getting ugly. This is quickly drying up. I guess I better go food. As a little kid, I did like nuts. So I'll go with the mixed nuts. I need to have something. Sadly, I'm going with the mixed nuts. I don't think it's a great pick, Tim.
I would not have gone with the nuts. Yeah. All right. Well, you got to go with what works.
Yeah,
and if nuts is what it is, then go nuts.
Do you want to recap of what you picked, or are you good?
I just was looking to see if I was back on the clock. So I'm back on the clock. Let's see. I have made a cookie choice there in the food selections. I haven't hit an activity.
No, you don't have an activity or a family member.
I think I'm with Merrill on the family member options. It's a little dicey up there. I'm gonna go with the activity of hanging up Christmas lights.
Oh, nice.
That was one that I feel like for a bunch of years when I was younger, I kind of took the lead on. I think watching Christmas Vacation, I got inspired to, want to put up a whole lot of Christmas lights around my parents' house. So, which I don't go to extremes, now.
You're not on the roof.
I did a few years ago and try to at least go around the edge of the house and stuff, but I haven't done that in a long time. But I do like some Christmas lights. So.
Very nice. Okay. And you're back on the clock?
Yeah, the snake draft. I always forget that I have to go back to back. All right, I'm gonna take a shot at the family members. I am going to go with the over enthusiastic sports uncle. I have some of that.
I was a little surprised, Merrill. You didn't pick the sports guy. I would have thought maybe it would be annoying being who you are. You don't want to have some guy like bugging you about sports all the time.
Well, I have to say my family has been very generous in the way that they approach my career relative to spending time together around the holidays. So we'll speak about sports, but it's more of a two fans talking, not so much of the let's get into the nitty gritty of what was this player like, behind the scenes and things like that. So the over enthusiastic part of some of my and again, we're thinking about this as a young man. So if I was a young man in this holiday party, I wouldn't yet have all the sports acumen that I have today. So I also maybe made a bad choice.
Well, your first step is admitting it, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right, so I'm back on the clock, and I think I have to go with another food because you made me feel bad about my... You know what? No, I'm a little kid. See, this is what I got here. I got cool college cousin, eating mixed nuts, playing a Nintendo, while playing White Elephant game, and then reading The Night Before Christmas. I think
I'm shaping up pretty good, Greg.
I got it pretty good. So I'm gonna top it off. I'm gonna go over the top. You can't have too many good wide receivers, right, Merrill? So I'm going milk and cookies for Santa for tradition.
Talking about a good wide receiver, I believe that choice is definitely flanked out to the right. He's open in the end zone. It's a touchdown for Greg. Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you, Merrill. All right, Merrill, you right now have a misbehaved nephew, which you want to get into trouble with, a candy cane, a 3-foot Toblerone as a gift. You have Christmas in every room. You're watching a Christmas movie. No traditions yet. Very interesting strategy. You thought they were all good. You just figured wait till the end. Kind of like a kicker in a fantasy football draft. You're like, what's the difference?
You make some valid points there, Greg. I believe for me, carrots for the reindeer was a tradition that I did enjoy. I love the celebration of Santa, but the reindeer are an important element. You can't win a game without the team behind you.
That's right.
Santa needs his reindeer. They need energy. It's not Gatorade. Carrots is what they need.
A good choice, right? The team's only as good as the O-line will take them. Right?
Exactly.
All right, Merrill, you are back on the clock. Now we're getting towards the end of the draft. You need to pick one more family member, 2 more foods, another gift, another activity, and another tradition.
I'm going to go with a tradition. Just because I didn't have the opportunity. This was not a tradition when I was a kid, but I like the idea of it.
Okay.
I have seen a number of these on the Instagram of people doing silly things with this little elf.
Oh, yes.
And I have to say, it seems like it could be a fun yet annoying tradition. I'm going to choose it again. Although I didn't have the opportunity, I think it would be fun to add to a party. I will do that.
I think that as a kid, it must be awesome because I didn't have that as a little kid either. But I will tell you, as a parent, you want to have him meet an untimely end. Like, how many times did you wake up? I don't, Tim, have you ever done the Elf on the Shelf?
The elf never made it into our house.
No, you were very fortunate.
We did not
because
have one. No.
many times they forgot to move, and at 5:30 a.m. as the kids are waking up, you're making a mad dash around the house, and I'll leave it at that.
Where's the elf today? That's funny.
Well done, Merrill. Nice. You have your traditions locked up with carrots and then an elf on the shelf. Very good. Kids are going to have fun with that. That's definitely kid-centric.
Indeed.
All right, it's coming back around to me, and I think I am going to look over and try to... Let's see, the food is... All right, my mom made killer meatballs. Still does.
Yeah.
Food number 2, meatballs on toothpicks.
All right.
That's it. We used to stand there when my mom was frying them in the frying pan, and we'd eat them faster than she could take them out.
That's part of the great part. That's a weird thing to say. It's one of the great parts of all that holiday food is just as a kid, just going around and just sneak in. And I'd always be the one who'd like pop something in my mouth and turn around at my mom and look at her like she doesn't know. She can't possibly know that my mouth is full of food. And she's
like a chipmunk.
Yeah. She was always on to me. But yeah, that's awesome.
All right. You back-to-back picks. Do you want to know what you've picked? You want a quick synopsis, or are you good?
I think because I've only got one choice in the foods, I think I'm going to jump in there. And I think for me, again, thinking as a kid, I'm going to go with the eggnog. I liked eggnog. I still do. Eggnog. I know it's not a favorite of everyone.
Even as a kid?
Yeah, I like that.
Interesting. Yeah. All right.
So I'm going to go with the eggnog and the cookies. That's a good mix.
Yeah, yeah.
And then because the family members, there's some sketchy options up there. I'm going to jump back into that arena and try to grab one. I think just because of, the element of what this would present as a kid, it'd be kind of fun, is the unmarried cousin who brings their large dog. Seems like it create a bit of havoc that would be fun to a young kid. So I'm going to go with that.
And kids love dogs.
Yeah.
So that's a nice pick. That's a fun. You're right. It's going to bring a little Cousin Eddie vibe to the event, right?
You go to the kitchen, find yourself something to eat. No, he's just yakking on a bone.
I told you not to feed the dog under the table.
You got it up.
Very good.
All right.
So I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm back on the clock.
All
now.
right, let's go.
And I think that family member list is scary.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with the last. Well, there's 2 there that aren't terrible. But as a kid, I want my wealthy uncle who's going to give me an extravagant gift. Bring it on, rich uncle.
All right. Sounds good. Which leaves a bunch of options for Merrill there. But I'm sorry, Merrill. It's going to be difficult. You're not kidding. So it's back to Merrill, right?
2 picks, yeah. Merrill.
All right.
You've got your misbehaved nephew having fun, candy canes, 3-foot Toblerone as a gift, Christmas in every room. You're watching a Christmas movie, putting out carrots for the reindeer, and playing Elf on the Shelf.
Well, this one I feel like I am obligated to choose, and not just because of who I am today, but who I was. I did always love the game of football, so the activity of playing football, regardless of how cold, how snowy, it was always a tradition to get out there with the pigskin, play a bit of family-inspired football.
I can't believe it lasted that long.
I was giving you both an opportunity that I was hoping you wouldn't take, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Well done. And you do get a second pick. So you need still a family member, 2 foods, and a gift.
Well, this food is going to be a bit of a sentimental pick for me. I'm going to choose the fruitcake.
The fruitcake?
Yes, it's not popular.
It's not.
It's not particularly good, but I have such strong memories of older members in my family celebrating the joy that it brought them and that joy that it brought me seeing them enjoy it. Yeah. I will choose that as my first pick in the food category.
So more of a sentimental pick.
Yes, yeah. Very much so. Okay. Very much so.
I like it. That's good. All right. So when I'm looking at what's on the board here, I think I'm a games guy. Obviously, I do this podcast. We're doing this game now. I'm going to play a board game with the family. After we're done with the White Elephant, we're going to bust out my absolute favorite board game of all time, and we're going to play some Clue.
That's a good one. Yeah. Now, do you guys have the traditional, just the regular?
I've got
version?
about 10 different versions.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys?
I think we may have at one point had some other variations, but we have one. It looks like a book. It all folds up into this like book shaped.
Oh, cool. I don't have that.
I think it was Monopoly and Clue. They had them at like Barnes and Noble a bunch of years ago. And
Yeah.
we got it, and it's kind of fun because it's like it just looks like it's a book on a shelf, but it's
nice.
It's a hidden.
But
clue.
it's a yeah. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
In fact, we had I had this Clue Master Detective, and I brought it over one time to play with my cousins and stuff. And one year my cousin wrote like a funny note in it, and that became the tradition.
Oh, okay.
And so if my cousin's listening, Michelle, Mandy, that board is still out there. I still got it. It's got all the funny comments in it. So that was a fun tradition.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Back to me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, back to back.
All right. So I only have one activity of hanging up lights. I think. Oh, and you just pulled a Clue.
Yeah.
So that's off the board. I kind of want to go with napping, but that's not great. I'm going to go with the walk with cousin.
Okay.
I think there's something about, not seeing, there's certain members of the family you just wouldn't see that often, and the holidays are always an opportunity to see some of those people you don't get to see all the time. So I'm going to go with that.
And it gave you a chance to get out of the house, away from all the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good choice.
And I feel like inevitably there was some toy or something you got that was like an outdoor toy. So it was an opportunity to like go out and
RC car.
RC car, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Or maybe a new bike or, whatever. Just go out and be like, hey, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Nerf football.
Oh,
a boomerang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The boomerang that doesn't come back. Yeah. All right. So looks like I could go with gifts. Yeah, I could go with gift. Let's see.
I am surprised at the amount of gifts that have not been chosen. We just haven't gotten there. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I think for me, I am going to go. This is kind of compared to like a new gaming system, it's a little bit different, but I'm going to go just again because of that like tradition and the memories that it brings. Yeah. The plastic candy cane filled with Hershey's Kisses. Like that was like, there was something really cool about it. And it's kind of silly. It's just chocolate Hershey's Kisses, but it felt like Christmas as a kid when those things popped up in the stores, and occasionally you'd get one. It was fun. Absolutely. Yeah. Good choice. All right. So I guess it comes back to me now. And I think I'm going to go with a gift. I'm going to follow up with what you're saying. And this is a sentimental gift. Okay. This was my aunt. And my aunt one year got me sheets. And she really thought I was going to be happy about this. I don't know what she was thinking. And I was like, oh, yeah, thanks. And then she laughed. I laughed. And then so every year after that, she got me sheets for Christmas as a fun joke. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the sheets as a gift. I know it seems silly, but yeah. It's a sentimental thing. It reminds me of how when I was pretty young, apparently I got my mom a spatula. And then it became this tradition that every year we'd get a bunch of gifts for my mom, but I always had to get her a spatula. And I haven't done it for a long, long time. Maybe this is the Christmas I got my mom a spatula again. Merrill, back-to-back picks. You need another family member, another food, and a gift. All right. I think I'm going to go with the uncle who talks politics. Wow, spicing it up. Yes. I knew my future as a young man would involve, talking with people, sometimes not always the easiest to speak with. So I think that's a good choice for me to be able to talk politics at a young age with my uncle. Seems strange, but all right, I'm going with it. And now I'll move over to the gifts category. You're getting a 3-foot Toblerone. This is true. I'm going to stick with the food. I'm going with the popcorn tin with 3 flavors of popcorn.
I think that's a staple, right? I mean, who does it? Like every kid every year, right? Whether it was shared or not, it was a popcorn tin with the caramel.
Yes, had to have the caramel, had to have the sort of nacho cheese,
Yep.
and then just the traditional butter, if I'm
That's
not
it.
mistaken.
Yeah,
Yes.
very nice.
Feels like you're at a ball game, you know, eating a little popcorn, watching the football game on the television, maybe playing a bit outside. It's all coming together.
It's all good stuff. Absolutely. All right, so now I have to pick a food and a theme. Now, because there are only 3 themes and you guys picked it, I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to try to get the best food that remains. And as a little kid, none of this is looking appealing to me.
Oh, come on, some artichoke dip? That wasn't your favorite as a kid?
As a kid, no. And I guess I would go with the Jell-O with the fruit and just pick the fruit out.
Some like sort of canned grapes in there, maybe some walnuts. Yeah. That's not your jam as
So
a kid?
bad.
No?
A little cat food on top, you know.
I don't know about the cat, but I sure am enjoying it. That's funny.
Your last 2 picks to fill out your holiday party, Tim.
All right, what do I have left?
You need a food and a tradition.
Well, similar to you having to take you didn't say it. Well, I guess your pick will be coming up with the theme, so I'll let you say it then. All right, so traditions, we're down to one left, which is the coal in the stocking.
Oh.
That's a gem. But I do remember it must have been a candy company. They would make these little stainless steel buckets, like the bucket you'd have by a fireplace.
Yeah.
And it came with this little hammer. It had a red handle and like a chrome hammer head on it. And these little black was supposed to be coal, but it was candy. Oh. And so you would smack it with the hammer and it would break. And then you would eat these little, I think they were licorice flavored, like hard candy.
Okay.
I remember getting that one year.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of like novelty. It wasn't like to be like, oh, you're a bad kid kind of thing. But I guess probably the reality of it really stuck with me because it was like, oh, am I a bad kid? Like this is all funny, but I guess I'm a bad kid.
Your parents were doing psychological warfare on you.
And to be fair, I don't remember if it was my parents who got it for me, if it was like, an aunt and uncle or friend. I don't know. Remember the source of where it came from.
Kind of a fun.
But I think I still have that little hammer floating around somewhere.
Of course you do.
Yeah. You know me.
Now, did you know anybody who ever got coal in their stocking?
I don't remember it. No.
I don't either. I think it's an empty threat.
Yeah, maybe. Fellas, I have to say, growing up, I'm a few years, just a handful older than you fellas. I do recall there was a huge threat of coal in the stocking, and there were a lot of urban legend, if you want to say, of people in my schools growing up saying, in fact, that they had gotten coal. However, I was never able to pin any one particular student or friend down as to being the originator of the I got coal. Yeah. So you may be correct that it was more of an empty threat than a reality.
Urban legend.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. All right, Tim, your last food item.
Let's see.
It's what the heck is wassail?
Oh wait, no, it is 3. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Wassail is sort of like, it's like that hot cider.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, as a kid, I'd go for some cider.
Some cider.
Yeah, I do.
If I had realized that, I probably would have chosen that instead of the Jell-O.
All right.
Oops. All right, you're finished. I'm on my last pick. I need to pick a theme. I'm going with the inflatable Christmas. These ridiculous blow up things that are. Maybe the opposite of classy all over my front lawn, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And Merrill, your last pick is a food item.
Well, I'm observing the 3 remaining options. I'm inclined to say that I'm not excited about any of these. However, I will go with just because it was fun to look at, the cheese tree with nuts. Not my favorite, but it'll have to do.
It'll have to do. Last pick of the draft. I mean, you're going to cut them week 2 anyway, right?
This is probably accurate. There's definitely some undrafted free agents in other categories that have a strong possibility of making it to the party.
Do you want me to do a quick rundown of everybody's party?
I think that sounds fun.
Okay, Merrill, you are inviting your misbehaved nephew and perhaps his father, the uncle who talks politics.
That sounds probably accurate, yes.
You're going to have some candy canes, you're going to have some fruitcake, and a cheese tree with nuts.
Sounds terrible.
Your gifts include the 3-foot Toblerone and a popcorn tin.
See, that's where I made up for the not so great food choices. Gifts that are food. That's where it's at.
That's where it's, and you get to enjoy them by yourself. You don't have to share them because they're gifts.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
I will share the popcorn. That is a healthy amount of popcorn that not one child should ever consume solely on their own. So maybe the misbehaved cousin will be allowed to have a few pieces of popcorn as well.
But not the cheese, right? The cheese is the gold. The theme is Christmas in every room. You're going to watch a Christmas movie and go outside and play some football. And then you're going to leave some carrots for the reindeer and have a little elf on the shelf.
Overall, I'm feeling like it would be a fun endeavor to invite friends and family to celebrate with the Reeses at our holiday party that is a bit unorthodox and yet fun for everyone.
I agree. Well done.
Thank you.
Tim, you want to hear your party?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought as I was going through it was going to be pretty good, but now that it's all coming together, I don't know. Could be questionable.
You're inviting. Yeah, it's not bad. You're inviting your sports uncle, your cousin who comes with an oversized dog.
Right.
You're going to be eating Christmas cookies.
That's not bad.
Drinking eggnog and wassail. So
went heavy on the drinks.
Heavy on the drinks. Your gift is going to be a Lego, followed by the plastic candy cane filled with Hershey Kisses. You're going to have a very classy white Christmas decoration. Yeah. Very traditional. You're going to hang lights. You're going to go for a walk with your cousin, and you're going to build a gingerbread house and put coal in somebody's stocking.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Let's see how mine turned out. I invited my cool college cousin, my rich uncle, for the gift.
Again, could be a combo there, the uncle and the cousin. Yeah,
that's right. We'll be eating mixed nuts, meatballs on a stick, and Jell-O with fruit.
Yeah. It's kind of, you got a little appetizer with the mixed nuts, the meatballs for your main course. Chase that with some Jell-O. Fruit optional.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty bad. For gifts, I'll be getting a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Nice. And some bed sheets.
And some bed sheets. The theme is inflatable, so we'll have inflatable Rudolph on the front lawn. We're going to play White Elephant, followed by Clue. And then my parents and I are going to leave milk and cookies out for Santa, and then read the night before Christmas.
All things considered, yours came together pretty nicely. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think we all deserve an A+.
Yeah. I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
Well done, Merrill. Well done, Greg. Thank you, Tim. Thank you very much, and thank you again, Latch-Key Dads, for having me here for the lead up to Thanksgiving celebration. It's always a good time.
We'll hope to see you again next year, and please invite us to New Orleans.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Thank you, Merrill.
Thank you.
And happy holidays to all our listeners.
Yeah. Happy holidays as we come into Thanksgiving, and Christmas isn't too far behind. And again, thank you, Merrill, for being with us, and thank you to all our listeners. It's always fun to have you guys with us. So thanks. Hey, Greg. Normally around this time we would do our D&D phrase of the week, but since we've got a special guest with us, I thought maybe we'd forego that and just hang with Merrill for a few more minutes. And of course, if Merrill is willing to stay with us. Of course, gentlemen. It's early in the week here. We've had a Thursday night game. I've got a little bit more time in my schedule. I'd be happy to hang with you just for a few more minutes.
Oh, that's awesome. I got some more fun facts. Did you know that the Cowboys' Lone Star is not a logo? It's a rating.
Oh, that's fantastic, Greg. Fantastic.
I went to Dallas a couple weeks ago, and I left 2 Cowboys tickets on the dash of my car. When I came back, there were 2 more.
I love jokes at the expense of Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't we all?
It's always fun.
The Eagles-Cowboys game last week, or a couple weeks ago, was such a murder that the Dallas cops are looking for clues on the grassy knoll.
Oh, man.
One more?
Yes, let's see what you got, Greg.
The Dallas Cowboys had such a bad game against the Eagles. I heard that Cooper Rush tried to throw his helmet down in disgust, but Reed Blankenship intercepted it and ran it back for a touchdown.
Oh, that's quite good, Greg. I like that a lot. Reed has been just a tremendous player for the Eagles, coming undrafted, working his way to become a starting player. And boy, he just knows where to be on some of these late game interceptions. It's fantastic. Love Reed. Great kid.
It's amazing. So just real quick, Super Bowl, is it going to be against the Chiefs?
That's a good question. I feel like the Chiefs are playing well enough to have a good record, but I don't feel like they're playing great football.
Okay.
I think we might be in for a surprise this year. Just last evening, the Bills managed to knock them off of their season of no losses, and I think things might be a little bit rocky for Andy Reid and the Chiefs this year. I would say that there's a possibility it's a different team coming in this year against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to hold
You're not going to predict?
No, I'm not going to give you that prediction, but I will call in after the game and let you know if I was right or wrong.
That sounds fine. Safety thing, where's the safest place to go during a tornado?
I don't know, Greg, where?
AT&T Stadium, because there's no chance of a touchdown there.
I feel like the dad's part of your podcast name is really starting to show its potentiality for some quality dad jokes.
Dad jokes, yes. Well, that's it. I got no more.
Well, thanks for sharing. I love that you've brought together a bit of Dallas Cowboys stomping on their poor season and rubbing the salt in the wound just a bit more.
Why not?
Nothing could be better, other than a holiday party that has weird things like I chose.
Well, thanks again, Merrill. Thanks for hanging.
Of course.
Tim, did you have any last questions for Merrill before we say goodbye?
After all those jokes, I don't know that I have much more to offer. It was a lot of fun, and thanks again, Merrill.
Can't get enough Latch-Key Dad content? Well, check out latchkeydads.com.
That's right, Greg. On our website, we've got a plethora of photos from each episode, as well as other interesting links to content that we talk about on the show.
Yeah, Tim, I really enjoy all the pictures that you put up there, as they really bring the episode home.
Yeah, I guess I'm not afraid to show those embarrassing photos of my childhood. So, we encourage you to check out the website, latchkeydads.com, for all that content.
Excellent. And if you have a moment, check out our shop page where we've got really cool keychains for sale. If you don't know what to get your dad for Christmas, the holidays, Father's Day, birthday, check it out. It's a cool gift. Tim, did you know that listeners should like, review, and subscribe to the Latch-Key Dads podcast?
No. But now I know.
No,
Knowing is half the battle.